Today we're out here at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport. What we're doing is an inspection on the expansion joints out on the top deck of a parking structure. And what we're going to do is look at the joints to make sure that they're safe, they're ADA compliant, and they're performing as intended. This is where Watson-Bowman brings a wealth of knowledge. We have over 75 years in engineering and technical field service. This is what we do. We are the expansion joint specialists. So what I'd like to show you today are some transitions and poor details that were really built into this situation right here on this deck. This particular joint's been in about 10 years. We have an elastomeric header with an ME joint, which is getting close to the end of its life cycle. And you can tell by looking at it that it's gone through a lot of winters. We've got some plow damage right here. We've got a steel bucket plow going over the top of these. Really what we recommend is a different plowing system with a rubber tip blade at a 15-degree angle. You also have offsetting slabs, which creates a direct impact load to this header. And that's why you're getting some of this cracking taking place and a little bit of failure taking place in the header material itself. And we want to make sure that it's still bonding to the substrate properly. And by sounding the joint, we can tell if we have good adhesion and if it still has a good, proper life expectancy. We have a detail right here. This is just a urethane sealant bonding down to the substrate. It's a less expensive system, but it's really not saving them money. It's going to start spalling the concrete below. You're going to have leaks going down and dripping onto the general public and onto cars. They have a roof drain that's coming down and dumping right next to the expansion joint. This is really not the best detail, especially if the concrete's sloped back this way. You're going to get an ice buildup, you're going to get a water buildup, and it can become very unsafe. You always want to try to avoid a ponding and puddling situation and a detail dumping water right onto the expansion joint itself. So here we have a condition where the joint's leaking up on the top deck. This is a great day to be out to do an inspection. The snow is melting, the water's coming down, and you can see it running down the face of this column right here. If this is not addressed over time, you will get deterioration in the concrete and to the surrounding substrate above and below. Our recommendation at this detail would have been completely different. What they did is they came across on the horizontal plane and then they hit a vertical substrate. As you can tell right here, there's nothing really locking it in anymore. It's just pulling away and failing. And then what they did is they went vertical with this piece and they cut off the flaps. It went into tension and it was no longer able to hold. What they tried to do then is put a urethane sealant on top of this. Urethane sealants are only typically designed to take 25% movement to the plus or minus. And they could have went with a nice foam seal system right here that would have taken 50% movement to the plus and to the minus. It would have been a much better fix at this detail. Here's another detail that we really would inspect and make much better recommendations. They didn't have a factory transition piece made. They have two dissimilar systems, one coming across the roadway, one going up the curb face and across. There's nothing holding this system in anymore. You got concrete blowing out from freeze-thaw cycles, a foam seal falling apart, could have been factory made. We could have stayed with one system all the way monolithically through. If you're looking for the best life expectancy of an expansion joint, contact Watson-Bowman Acme. We offer the best expansion joints in the marketplace. We have an engineering service, technical service, top-rated customer service, and we offer an inspection team to come out and survey all your important details on expansion joint lines. We are the solution providing company.